Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys had a lovely day. And if you're watching this afternoon, good afternoon. If you're watching this in the evening, good evening. All I know is good day. I hope you're having a lovely time. And of course, today it's the day break here in Nigeria. And of course, we'll be looking at analysis of our synthetic indices. We'll be looking at volatility 75, volatility 75 1 seconds. We'll be looking at boom 500, crash 500, boom 1000, and of course, crash 1000. I'm sure you're ready. Take a seat, have a coffee, and of course, let's dive in. Alright, today we'll be starting with volatility 75 1 seconds. Remember, this is a day trade, so we'll be looking at what is likely to happen on the day. So for this is my H4, and of course, as usual, I'm sure by now you will actually analyze the market, which is marking out structures, missing structures precisely. I think I always prefer touching the two zones, and of course, that was the recent high, and this is the recent low that we were likely to have. And of course, go to the 1 hour chart to look at it properly. So let's take this to full screen so I can get a better view. Okay, so on the full screen, this is really what we have on the full screen. And of course, you can see the market is actually respecting our zones. So now what's going to happen? Let's go to the lower time frame. Let's see what's going to happen. On a normal gun, what you're going to do is you wait for the market to break below this. You wait for the market to get below this. Where is it? We test it. Okay, so let me delete that. Okay, so pick it again. Go to test it, then continue. So that's what we'll be looking at this. But then let's see what's gonna let's see how long it's gonna take for the market to get there. So let's go back to the previous chart and take it down to our entry time frame, which is 15 minutes. Now on the 15 minutes chart, we can actually see that the market is currently going bearish, which already a good sign that our analysis is actually working properly. So let's see if we can use straight line to mark out right here. Of course, yes, we can. So let's just connect these three. Let's see if we can adjust. Yeah. So now the market is currently moving down. But remember, we are not taking any trade until it goes below this, have a test of the structure, then we go short on that. Or on the other way, if you can have a break above this, the test they will go long. But overall, this market is currently a bearish market, so thereby this will be a better option, which is a bearish. Breaking below this will be a better option than thinking of going long. But then if it should actually go above this, then we can go long and target this next structure right here. Or better still, I'm sure we have better structure, which is the recent high or the highs with all that leads to all these bearish movements. So this will be here around here. So if we push above, they can target somewhere around this. But then currently, since the market is actually a bearish market, we expect to break below this, have a retest, then you go short on volatility 75. And if you don't know who could actually make volatility 75 possible, it's actually their link in the description. So please do well to check them out. They're actually very good. I've been using them for the past that should be like almost 7 to 8 years now, and they've been very good. I don't think I have any reason to regret using them. So please, you can just check in the description. I'll be leaving a link there to register with them. So you can also trade even on weekend. You can trade without fundamentals, or you just need to do your technicals properly. And of course, the market gives you what you expect. Okay, so let's mark at our zone on 75 1 seconds. Remember 75 1 seconds, it's similar to that 75, that this is a bit more volatile than the normal 75, you know. So that was our recent, what's it called? Our recent high. So let's mark the recent low. But we're using 4 hour chart to mark that. We go to our end time frame. Okay, so getting to the end time frame, we can see the market actually giving us something here, something to look out for. Let me just take this down so it will be clear. So you can see the market actually showing us signs that this market is likely to break below this zone. So what we're gonna wait for is similar to what we are waiting for on the younger border or that border, the younger border, of course. So if the market actually gets broken, it tests this, then we expect a continuation to the downside. And of course, our next target is going to be our next major zone, which we can see on the H4. Let me go back to the H4 so you can see the next zone, which is definitely going to be this zone right here on the H4. So this is going to be the target for our next zone. So all we're waiting for is currently the market to break below this. Sorry, I'm having some network issues. So I'm expecting market to actually break below this, retest the zone, then I sell it down to this zone right here. Or then I wait for it to break above this, retest this, and I go long on it. Let me see if there's any recent high that the market is likely to get to. For now, you can't really see any, so just use your risk reward, which is minimum of 1 to 2 if it's breaking above this. Otherwise, if it breaks below, they can just target this as a first, then this second, and this third, and so on. But then let's see what market. I remember I'll be dropping alerts when it gets our structures. If you get booked with test, I'll drop alert to let you know that there's something happening in the market. You go and check your chart. So please, if you're not a member of the group, please do where to hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, and don't forget the bell icon beside it. That reminds you once I drop the next video. And if you're watching this on TikTok, please that follow button is there. Do where to follow, and of course, if it's on Facebook, the follow is also there so you can get reminded when we drop our next video. That said, let's dive into the next one, which is going to be the Boom 500. Now on 500, we actually took a trade yesterday on a sell, and of course that actually gave us a lot of profits. And of course, let's mark out today and see what we are actually likely to look at for today. Now this is marked as our recent high, and then breaking below this, then there's currently a low bit. The low is actually very far. When I mean far, like it's around here, which is somewhere around here. So this is a recent low that actually likely to be respected. But then you can also see the market breaking this, going below this. So remember, all these are happening on the H4. So with all this confirmation, first breaking below our trend line, showing signs of like momentum to move above this structure. And I will breaking below, I can see the momentum of which is coming down. Is there a chance that the market is likely to get to this our next zone? Or we can't stay that for now. So let's go to our entry with the 15-minute chart. Remember, I said on a 15-minute chart, all we look at for a break of structure and sake of story, making series of lower highs and lower lows in this case. So now I can see we're already having some here. So you can see the market actually getting back here from here, came down, tested this level, came down over here, have a retest, and of course continuation. Now, do we going to sell right now? Definitely. This is already the market of selling from a middle of nowhere. And of course, imagine entering the sea in the middle of nowhere and you expect to get maybe to the shore or to the rivers or to the land area of the sea, which is almost impossible. It's actually possible, but almost impossible. So we're going to wait for is for another reaction in the market. We expect maybe something like a double top, maybe getting back here, then continuation. Then we can know that okay, we are likely to sell this and put our stop loss above that. But otherwise, from this, if this get broken above this zone, if this get broken above this zone, if it tests, then we still continue our bullish movement. But since already bearish, so we're going to look for is the break change instruction. So yes, we wait for the market to show us because this you can't take this on a sell because take this on a sell. Where will you put your stop loss? Where will you put your stop loss? Definitely, your stop loss is going to be somewhere around here, which is definitely going to be too far. So what we're going to do is we just have to or wait for the market to have a retest and continuation before we can continue going short on that. Now that's it. Let's go to the next one, which is going to be the crash 500. Now on crash 500, actually I checked that we checked that last night, yeah, where we took the trade from this zone right here, and of course we woke up a profit targets this zone, so that actually gave us profits, and I think that's we are after that market currently. So let's check out what's going to happen today. As usual, we go to our H4, then mark out the zones of the day. Now, this zone is actually a major zone that this market actually been reacting to for a long period of time. And currently, we really don't have any recent high except the one we can actually see on the 24-hour chart, which is this particular one right here. So definitely that means the market likely to still get to this zone. But then, let's go back to our anti-time frame. Now, remember, as I always say, for it be respecting this zone, so we wait for. Okay, let me just take this to 30 minutes so you can see something clearer. All right. I hope you're actually getting this. And don't forget, can you drop your comments in the comment section? The comment section is actually one of the best places where you can drop the comments. So we have to check out what we are doing. So I think we marked one here, then the next one here. Good. So what we're going to be waiting for now is now a break either below this. If we can have a break below this, then we can show the market down to this zone. I think that's the recent one. Yeah, down to this zone right here. So that is if this will break this previous zone right here, this one right here. If it's not the trend line, please, it might actually break the trend line and retest this and continue. So if it breaks below this, retest this, let me mark that. What I'm saying is this actually have to break below this, retest this zone, then we can go ahead and show that to this zone, which is going to be a lot of risk to reward. But then if anything happens, which for the market just break above this. Now remember, this is a daily zone. This is a daily resistance. If it breaks above this, that tells us that this market is ready for a long time bullish movement. Remember, breaking above resistance on the 24-hour chart is not really an easy something. But if that should happen, then that tells us that this market is ready for a long time bullish trend. But then let's see what's going to happen. Remember, on the bearish side, we're looking at this trend line and this zone right to get broken. If that happens, you can see that the change in structure, of course, we can short this market to this zone, which is going to be our first TP. Now that's let's go to the 1000 borders, which is going to be the boom 1000 and crash 1000. So let's start with boom 1000. Okay, boom 1000 is actually one of the most volatile. So remember, if you're trading this particular one, you have to be very, very careful because I think the minimum here is 0.2 and still I think even the margin is around $6 and that's for the lowest. So that means if you're trading this, imagine you're using one lot size on this, that's going to be, if you're on the negative, it's going to be a massive negative, and for the positive, you can also have the massive positive right there. So remember, don't only think of the positive, let's think of the negative too. Now this is the recent high and then we have the recent low right here. Let's just, okay. Good. So this is a recent high right here. This is a recent high we are hoping for a breakout or then the recent lows. So now what we're going to be expecting is usual. I'm sure by now you should even know before I said it or before I say it. A break above this, a retest, then continuation. Or a break below this, a retest, then continuation. And remember, I always drop alerts. Let me say it once again. I always drop alerts for you to know what's going to happen. So please, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. So when I drop the alerts, you get notified on what I'm looking at and the trade I'm actually likely to take next. Remember, alerts usually comes maybe when it breaks above this, having a test, then I drop the alerts. But if it breaks below this, it test, I drop alert. Tell you, okay, don't take or let's take it. Remember, please, let me say this again as a disclaimer. This is not the financial advice. Whatever you're doing, remember to always use your personal analysis. I'm going to tell you how I see the market. That's what I'm sharing. I'm not saying you should trade it the way I do, but that is my own view of the market. So please do it to do your own personal analysis, and if it falls in line with yours, then you can go ahead and take your trade. That's the good for the final one for today, which is going to be the crash 1000. Okay, on crash 1000, a lot actually happened yesterday. On the bearish and bullish, you can see a lot of fight. I think it's currently moving in a direction that we expected yesterday. But then let's analyze once again for today. Yesterday, something actually happened, of which we were marking this structure, they booked below them, we took this sell to this zone. But they actually expected to actually get to this zone, but they didn't get it before reversal. So let's see, is this a major reversal or a minor one? So this becomes our recent low now. Remember, not here again, this was a market today, but now this becomes our recent low, and then this becomes our recent high, which is still valid. Oh, sorry, please. Okay, let me pick that again. So this here becomes our recent high. So what do? We wait for the market to break above this. We test that, then we go long on that. So that means it's almost there already. You can see that. So we are waiting for the market to actually break above this. We test it, then we go long. Or we wait for the market to break below this recent low right here. We test it, then go long. Then go short, sorry, please. Remember, this zone, this is actually still valid. So we break below this zone, this particular zone right here, we retest and we go short. That's it. So that's going to be our analysis today on the synthetic indices. And of course, we'll be dropping analysis on the what's it called, on the our gold, on our BTC, and of course on pound dollars next. So please do it to make sure you're actually very active, so we look at what the market is likely to do today and what I'll be looking at in my own perspective of the market for today. But that said, of course, I'll see you in the analysis of gold. Gold, somebody say gold. Gold, that's it. Peace, and of course, see you soon.